Normally, the items inside the inventory server and the vendors that are in your store have to have matching names. That's how the system matches up a vendor to an item in the server and knows which item to send the customer. However, there are times when that's not strictly desirable because, for example, let's say that our boxes that we have here are actually wearable boxes or wearable bags that we want people to wear them to be able to unpack them. So when they see it in their inventory, we want them to know that that's what they're supposed to do. So we'd want to name our objects accordingly and maybe put where to unpack on the end of each of our objects. So we'll come over here, we'll do this, we'll add it there, and we'll add it here too. So this is now the name of the item, and yet the name on the vendor, it doesn't really make sense to have a vendor called with the text where to unpack on it. So there's a way that you can take this text, this where to unpack in parentheses, and we're going to call that a suffix, which is a suffix on the end of the product name, and we're going to tell the server to basically know how to match this up against a vendor that doesn't have that text on it. And the way you do that is that you create a note card. So we'll make a note card and you call it Suffixes, and inside of it we're going to put the text that we use. You don't need a space in front of it. One per line. We may have multiples, but for now we're going to say there's just one. You take that and you put the Suffixes note card into the root of the inventory server. Then you click the server and do a reset, and it'll read that information again. Now what happens is whenever the server gets a request for a product that's called blue thing, it's going to look through the storage boxes for that. But if it doesn't find it, it's then going to use the suffix information and match up with a thing that's called blue thing with the suffix on the end of it. That way your vendor can just be called blue thing, and also your sales reports will just show blue thing and it won't have this text in there where to unpack. The only place that that'll show up is when someone actually buys it. The item itself that they get will have that text on it. They'll see that in their inventory and they'll know how to deal with it. So that's suffixes.